Well, when you're first faced with widowhood, even though your husband goes through a long illness and you know at the end that you're going to be alone, you're never really ready, even though you try to prepare yourself. I really thought that my life was over, and I thought that my life had evolved around my family, and then they grew up, and my children uh, took careers and took families of their own, and then my attention was focused on my mate. And then when I lost him, I thought, there is nothing left for me. I'll just wait on death. And I realized that that is not what God intended for me to do at all. He has a song for us when we come into this season of life. And He has many things for us to do that bring us an enrichment that we have never before experienced. As we get over that grieving time, and we do have to go through a grieving time and a time of transition. I gave up my home because I realized it was too much for me to maintain and care for. I moved to a new location. I moved from the Sunshine State up to the mountains, and I just took on a whole new life. And day by day, little by little, I began to see clearly what God intended for me to do as I moved into this new phase of my life. And I began to realize that He does have a way to make the widow sing. And so I began to become interested in doing things, planning events, planning parties, taking the ladies on trips that would give them a new perspective on life and to let them know there's still fun out there. There's still enrichment, and there's still a way for them to be happy in a different way than what we did it before. But we have learned that together we can still laugh, we can still cry together, and we can still live a very fulfilled life. I would say to those widows out there who are in despair and who are longing for that husband that God has taken onto heaven, realize that you are a powerful group. He has empowered you with great authority. He has said He would certainly hear your cry, and He has said that He would establish your boundaries. Your job, of course, is to mentor the younger women who you have gone through that phase of life yourself. So you have some great advice to give to them. And your life can be so fulfilling as you extend your life out into the other people's lives. It doesn't matter if it's speaking to a great group of people or just that one-on-one contact. I have found such a wonderful way to bless those that wait on me. We eat out a lot because it's kind of hard to cook for just one. And so I find myself in restaurants a lot with my friends. And I realize that I can be a blessing to that waiter and waitress. They have listened to people's complaints all day. They have heard how the food isn't hot enough or cold enough, the steak isn't done, their seating is not in the right spot. And I just find it a great opportunity to say, you have done such a great job of waiting on my table, and I've put you a sweet little tip inside this little folder that says you are special, and you are a very special person. And I know God has great plans for your life. And I intercede for folks at 9 o'clock at night. And if there's a special prayer that you would like for me to pray for you, I'll be glad to do it. If you're having trouble in school or with your girlfriend or with your family or with your car or whatever, you just let me know and I'll be glad to pray for you. And suddenly the whole atmosphere of the room changes because there is someone there who truly cares for them and is not expecting them to do something for them, but who wants to do something good for them and who is grateful for the good service they've given them. And this works in restaurants, in grocery stores, in anywhere you go where you have people that are waiting on you. They are so happy to have a kind word from you. And we can be such an encouragement to other people as they see the light of Jesus shining through us. My life was like driving a truck down the road in the storm, and the windshield wipers stuck. And after my husband died, I thought, what in the world am I going to do now? I had given up my business and given up my home, and I had given up the place where all my friends were in my clubs and my church. And here I was in another place, needing to make new friends and needing to find something to do to occupy my time. My finances had changed. So I began to seek the Word, and it became like as I went down the road driving that truck, that those windshield wipers started working again. And slowly but surely, they began to clear the way. One at a time, they would clear the way and get the mud and the grit and the dirt off of that windshield as God revealed His plans for me. And now I am so busy. I wondered how I ever had time for a business and family. There are so many opportunities out there because we do have more time as we approach widowhood. Even though some of us may want to take part time jobs, there still is more time that we can become involved with other people, that we can become a light in their lives. And we can sense that when we are helping them and when we are doing something that encourages them, what fulfillment that brings to our life. Yes, we may make a little extra money, maybe working some part time jobs, but that money is not near as important as the interaction that we have with people and knowing that God is using us and using our lives in a powerful way when we thought we were all washed up. But He has put aside, I think, a great number of widows for a purpose on this earth. And when we walk into that purpose and that destiny, we wouldn't have anything different. We are so fulfilled and we are so happy to know that God still has plans for us, even though our lives are so drastically changed. It's just a new season.